What's up, everybody? It's your boy, your buddy, your best friend, your brother, Byron, once again. Uh, just coming to speak a few things to you today. Obviously, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I do express my opinion on certain things. Don't care. It may be politically correct. It may not be, but now is not the time for political correctness. So that's me. I'm not going to be politically correct, but I do want to bring the truth or at least express my opinion to you guys. So just want to get right into it today. I don't know if you guys saw Dr. Fauci speaking today, and I'll let you guys, be your own judges on this. But want to play this for you real fast.
Thank the gentlewoman. Next, we move to Mr. McKinley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to direct my first question to Dr. Fauci. The New York Times, CNN, and Washington Post have relentlessly criticized President Trump's response to COVID-19, calling it a failure. You heard today, a lack of leadership. But wait, as you know, nearly 750,000 people have died in America from drug overdose, and we still don't have a solution. AIDS has killed over 700,000 people in America, and we don't have a cure for that either. But look, the first case of COVID was diagnosed in America just 155 days ago. And according to testimony we had earlier this spring, the pharmaceutical experts say that we could have a treatment by fall and a vaccine by January. Keeping in mind, it took almost 10 years to come up with a vaccine for the influenza and 4 years for mumps. Nevertheless, the media and the left simply can't help but criticize President Trump. So my question to you is, do you think that President Trump is being judged fairly?
No, actually, that's an unfair question because you're asking me to pass judgment on the press's treating of the President of the United States.
It may be unfair, but numerous times you've commented and criticized or contradicted what the president says. So do you think he's being judged fairly?
Well, it depends on what you mean. I work in the White House, and I believe that everyone there is doing everything they possibly can
Thank you.
to do what they need to do.
So Dr. Fauci, you said as late, and I got a newspaper article that as late as March 31st, there was no consensus on wearing masks. And the president, as you know, relies on your expertise. Do you now regret not advising people more forcefully to wear masks earlier?
Okay, we're going to play that game. Let me explain to you what happened back then.
Should be a yes or a no.
No, there's more than a yes or no by the tone of your question. I don't regret that because let me explain to you what happened. At that time, there was a paucity of equipment that our healthcare provided.
Yeah, that's wow. First of all, sorry if there was a little bit of technical difficulty there, but it does make you wonder how long it take to basically have a vaccine ready. And of course, there aren't cures or vaccines for other things yet, like AIDS. Not even sure if they've even found a cure for cancer yet. Said it took 10 years for vaccine for influenza and 4 years for the mumps. But yet you can have a vaccine ready for this pretty much in about a year, maybe a little bit less. It's kind of strange. I mean, this is just me personally talking here, but the only way you could possibly have a vaccine ready that soon, one, is if it's not real, or two, let's just say it is real. That means you knew about it well ahead of time before anybody else did. Those are really the only two explanations. Because if it generally takes anywhere from 4 years on up to 10 years, or maybe even never, to find a vaccine for all these other deadly illnesses and diseases and viruses, whatever, why would it take so little time to find one for this one? I just don't get it. Even if you don't believe, even if you don't believe that this is a hoax or something not right, it does have to. This has to make you question. It has to make you question. Really, I think the guy, Mr. McKinley from West Virginia, asked Dr. Fauci the toughest question of the day, because most of those questions were something, I don't know, something I would probably ask my 9-year-old. He's the only guy who had the courage to ask a very critical, crucial, tough question. And I give him props for that. I don't know what his motivation was for it. Maybe he's just sick and tired. Maybe he's just sick and tired of all the crap, like most of us are. But I give him, credit for asking that question. And I really don't like the way Fauci answered it, because at the end of the day, most of those questions are yes or no questions. If you're a so-called expert and you know what the heck you're doing, these should be yes or no answers. It really should be. But I'll let you guys decide on that. It's just, I don't know. Next thing, something that come to mind is up in the great old state of Washington. They have a few things going on up there. Let me get to their actual page here real fast. Show you guys this. And we can read it together. Look at this. And just to let you know where we are, what page we're on. Washington State coronavirus response, COVID-19. Face mask or cloth face covering. Now, I have some questions about this. Maybe I'm the slow one in the room, which I doubt because I've never been the slow one in the room. But just reading this, I have a question. It says, when am I required to wear a face mask or cloth face covering? Effective June 26, a statewide order requires individuals to wear a face mask covering in indoor public places such as stores, offices, and restaurants. The order also requires face coverings outdoors when you can't stay 6 feet apart from others. Now that one, to me, is what are they going to do to enforce that? I don't know. It's just my question. One of my questions. Then it goes on to say there are exemptions, including people with certain disabilities or health conditions. So I guess if you have a certain disability, let's say you have a health condition, I don't know. They can't do anything for you. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. People who are deaf or hard of hearing. So I guess if you're deaf or hard of hearing, if this COVID thing is real, I guess you just got to catch it then. I guess you can't wear a mask because you can't read someone's lips to understand or to comprehend what they're saying. So I guess you're just going to have to catch the virus. And children under the age of 5, though it's encouraged to have children ages 3 to 5 wearing a covering if possible. Now, peep this one. There are also situations when you can remove your face covering, such as when seated at a restaurant. Having trouble understanding that one. Because if I'm seated at a restaurant and I remove my face covering or mask or whatever you want to, or my muzzle, whatever you want to call it, what if the waiter or the waitress comes up to me? I mean, does that not count? I don't understand. And then it goes on to say, or when recreating alone, which, like I said, I don't understand, especially the seated at a restaurant part. So if I'm sitting at a restaurant and I'm seated, that means I can take my mask off, or I can take my muzzle off. Oh master, can I take my muzzle off? And the waiter or waitress comes up. Do I have to put it back on, or I don't know? Kind of confused on this thing. But You don't need to wear a cloth, wear a cloth face covering in your home when you are only with the people in your household, or when you are alone in your car. Which by the way, I have been seeing people do that, riding around alone in their car, mask, or they have their muzzles on. Uh, I have been seeing that. I've been questioning that, but that's just me. You don't need to wear one when you're outdoors and people are far apart. So it seems as though basically they're trying to keep us quiet, shut us up, muzzle, but also they want to keep us far apart, spread apart. Which last time I checked, common sense would tell you that it's easier to track people, and their whereabouts when they're far apart. That's just me. But I'll let you guys decide on that. I'm just here to express my opinion and show you what's going on. That's all. That's all I'm here to do. Anyways, is who are they going to get to enforce that? Are they going to call the police? Not necessarily sure how that would work out. Not necessarily sure at all. But I don't know. What do you guys think on that? As if they've been running the police ragged now, insulting them and trying to defund them and everything else. But they are probably gonna want the police to come enforce this quote unquote rule or law, whatever it may be. I don't know. What do you guys think? Also, one more thing before I let you guys go. All of you, my believers, my disciples in Jesus Christ. One thing that's been kind of bothering me is doing all of this. Let's take it back before all of this happened. I would see pastors and prophets and evangelists and bishops and all on TV, basically pretty much teaching about everything. But since this lockdown, COVID, whatever situations happened, haven't been hearing too much about what's going on in the country, about what's really going on in the country. Obviously we're living in the last days, in the end times. Let's put it that way. Living in the end times. Someone once put it to me that if you have the Bible and you flip the pages, we're at the end of the book right now. We're at the end of the Bible right now these days. But no one seems to be teaching on that. No one seems to be preaching on it right now. Unless churches have some undercover, covert, secret operation going on within their own congregation that they're actually telling people what's going on. Telling people that what's going on right now does not necessarily coincide with what the Bible says. No one's talking about the basically the Antichrist. No one's talking about any of that. Where did that go? Because it seemed like, I don't know, before all this started, that's all I heard. Whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or on individual apps of certain churches, that's all I heard. Now, I don't hear it. And it's more relevant now than it's ever been. But I digress on that. But once again, thank you guys for joining me. Please subscribe to the channel. And there'll be more videos like this. I'll be coming to you. Once again, it's your boy. It's your buddy. It's your best friend. It's your brother, Byron. Have a good night. And thank you so much.